Lies of the invisible, will, aspiration, concentration, and the mantra. I translated into English and Spanish the following text from the book written by Mado Sauvé, Les mensonges de l'invisible, Transformation.ca. Will. First, you have to want to unite with the divine. Afterwards, you have to have a great aspiration. And then you have to keep wanting it and keep having an aspiration and not give up when you have difficulties and keep going until you succeed. That's all. And so there are a number of things that are necessary, like, for example, not being selfish, not having a little narrow mentality, not living in your preferences, not having desires. It is quite a long process because you have to change your ordinary nature. This is the first condition. Break all the limits of your mind. Break all the desires of your vital. Break all the preferences of your physical. After that, one can hope to be in contact with the divine will. Mother, Interviews, 1954. Installing peace in the mind, then the vital, and finally the physical is not easy. But with the will, everything becomes possible. Let us therefore hitch our psychic being to the plow of our will, for it is a time for inner work. This resolution has three complementary components, which build on each other. Will, I want to follow the divine at all costs. Aspiration, I tirelessly aspire to merge in Him. Then concentration, I concentrate on Him at all times. Aspiration, if one has any sense of why separate individualities exist, it is perhaps only to allow aspiration. The existence of aspiration, of this movement of self-surrender, of trust and faith, this is the reason for the construction of individuals. And then one becomes that in all its intensity and all its sincerity. Mother's Agenda 10, 1969. Aspiration inflames the will. Aspiration is the dynamic impulse of your whole nature. It is what is behind your resolve to attain the divine. Mother, Interviews, 1929 to 1931. Can take many forms, and some are more effective than others. Although we are currently surrounded by aggressive vital beings who are trying at all costs to slow down our evolution, thinking about them too much only reinforces their action on us. Sri Aurobindo advised the disciple in this way: it's best not to worry about hostile forces. Keep your aspirations strong and sincere, and call on the divine for everything and at every moment to support you. Mother, Interviews, 1929 to 1931. Yet these opposing forces help us unwittingly because they make the resolve stronger, the aspiration clearer. It is also true that they exist because you give them reasons to exist. Concentration. The most difficult thing in this adventure of the will is to give oneself to the divine. This aspiration to unite with Him is to keep this attitude as often and as long as possible. We must learn to focus on the divine at all times. Concentration slackens for a moment and presto, here we go again into judgment, anxiety, fear, even despair. If you don't have this kind of reaction yet, wait a while. And as the world events accelerate, sooner or later, you will face it. I was consoled the day when I learned that concentration is a more active state than meditation. You can concentrate mentally. You can concentrate vitally, psychically, physically, and you can concentrate integrally. Concentration, or the ability to come together into one point, is more difficult than meditation. Mother, interviews 1950 to 1951. As a bonus, it can be practiced anywhere, anytime. Sitting, standing, walking, biking, or snowshoeing, and even driving the car. Simply the joy of aspiration rising, 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 intensifying more and more in constant concentration. Mother, interviews 1950 to 1951. The mantra. And we repeat the mantra until it breaks through the crust, the banality, the everyday idiocy, the millions and millions of uselessness that we experience for something else that never comes. We reverse stubbornly like a mule until the cells pick up on that calling vibration. Then they repeat it day and night, non-stop, automatically. Satprem, mother or the mutation of death. A mantra is a sacred syllable, a mystical name or formula, an intuitive and inspired rhythmic utterance. Note that the or aum sound is extremely powerful. Mother noticed it several times and explained it thus. Whenever there was the sound of Om, I suddenly saw the same light filling the place. So I got it. That sound contains the vibration of thousands and thousands of years of spiritual aspiration. All the aspiration of men to the Supreme is in it. And the power is there automatically because the experience is there. Mother's Agenda 4, 1963. The mantra chosen by Mother, Om NAMO BHAGAVATE. She has used this mantra like no other for years to aid cellular transformation in her body. Om NAMO BHAGAVATE. The first word represents the supreme invocation, the invocation of the Supreme. The second word represents the total gift of oneself, the perfect submission, surrender. The third word represents aspiration. The manifestation is to become divine. Mother's Agenda 6, 1965. I have repeated these mantras over and over again while walking, biking, cross-country skiing, or snowshoeing. This is called a japa. That is the repetition of a mantra or one of the names of the divinity. I noticed that the japa brought on a mild trance state. I was going into alpha mode, which facilitated internalization and partially cut me off from my outer being and the incessant stimuli to it. Mother explains that the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate directly transforms the body. It's curious. It coagulates something. All cellular life becomes a solid, compact mass of tremendous concentration and a single vibration. Instead of all the usual vibrations of the body, there is only one vibration, a single mass. Mother, cited by Satprem, Mother or the new species. This transformation by a simple repeated mantra, a japa, acts even on the old programs of sickness, old age, and death. It makes possible a transhumanism that is not technological, not even technomagical, but physical. It is the very cells of the body that are transformed. It is the cells that do the work. And if you have a mantra, it becomes tremendously active. And they do this constantly, everywhere. Everywhere there is genuine goodwill. It's like a constant cleansing of death. Satprem, Mother or the mutation of death. Infinite love. It is up to us not to comply, yet have compassion towards others, no matter where they are at on their evolutionary path of consciousness. Every day, I must reinforce my resolve to move forward on my evolutionary path towards the new species. Let us rejoice, because everything that unfolds in the world of lies is only an illusion, and this world of lies is disintegrating before us exponentially. From hell on earth to paradise on earth, we are building what many said was impossible. Consider joining us in our consciousness community on the edge of the town of Popayan in southern Colombia. This is an invitation for a long-term stay at Cascada Café Retiro in Colombia. There is absolutely nowhere to hide. Having said that, in Popayan there is good food growth throughout the year, and the temperate mountain climate makes life very comfortable here. Will you join us in this paradise on earth? I consult by phone and offer tools so that you can find your individual solution by making contact with your soul. Please share my videos so that this information can reach the people who need it. Infinite love.